Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Formula One 2017 for the Suzuka Grand Prix. Let's go ahead and hear where we should be finishing for this race.
Hello. I just wanted to pass on the team's expectations for this race. Good luck.
And that is 11th place, despite the fact we will be starting this race in 20th place because of replacing the entire drivetrain. Everything. Took new parts for everything. It's going to be an interesting race. 20th place, however, we were showing the pace to me maybe be between 5th and 8th place.
Today with that then, let's run through the grid order.
With that,
Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Verstappen, Perez, Ocon, Massa, and Roman Grosjean. Sainz, Kvyat, Nico Hulkenberg, and Magnussen, Stroll, Van Dorn, Pascal Wehrlein, and Marcus Ericsson, Alonso, and a Renault rounds off the grid.
And a Renault?
And with
who could that be?
You were expected to be in a higher grid position than this. Let's push hard on the first few laps and move up a few places.
Okay, so yeah, we're starting dead last. We have no real good strategy calls to make here because I used Super Softs in Q2, so we're just going to ride with it. It's going to be a challenge of keeping the car in one piece here, basically. No rain in the forecast. I could short pit, possibly, or I could go long. Didn't show a lot of tire wear here, so the options are endless, really. We could long stint the Super Softs or short stint the softs. It doesn't really matter. Also, keep in mind, I'm doing the commentary post this week because Shadowplay picked up the wrong microphone. So, there's that. So, just enjoy Snark Dodger giving commentary on Cone Dodger. I must have stared at this for a while. I must have had some kind of amazing thought going on, I'm sure. I kind of doubt it, to be honest. But we should be getting ready for the race here. Suzuka's an interesting one. There's some options for turn one, but it narrows down very quickly because it's not actually a sharp turn one, it's more of a kink. Really nice launch. Alonso kind of throwing a block on us. Caught a little grass there into the inside of one of the Saubers. Able to clear there. Huge stack up in front of us. That was close. Like, I was sure we were going to lose front wing in that. We managed not to, luckily. So we got quite a group ahead of us here, very bottled up. Thinking that there's very good passing opportunities here.
That's a decent start. Good job.
Oh man, I wish I had my audio there because I said that was a decent start exactly when he said that. That's a shame. There's one of the great passing opportunities. Putting away the last of the McLarens. Just having a little bit of a gap up to Magnussen there. But again, the car feeling very good here this weekend. Pretty confident. I feel like it was one of my better raced starts. I wasn't I don't know, disappointed in any of my moves on some of the drivers. It's been noted that people would be interested in seeing how much differently I raced in longer races where I didn't feel as pressured to make moves. But it is also the nature of F1. If you don't make your moves in the first 2 or 3 laps, it's going to be really difficult to actually make that move in the race. Once everyone's strung out and running, robot mode, it's much harder to make a pass. When they're messing each other up, that's your time to strike. Pretty good lines there, and that's where I think the Renault is doing the best. really good in those S's and really closes in. From way downtown. He left the door open. We drifted out into him. But we were able to make the pass. A little bit of an aggressive move, but no contact, no foul. That puts us up to 14th. Goal for the week is to make it to 11th. My personal goal was to make it up to around the Force Indias. Because one of my personal goals is to finish around Perez and Ocon in points, and to try and one-man this team above them in the Constructors' Championship would be great.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
Usually I make fun of him for saying things like that, but he's actually not wrong this week. I could have pit anywhere from lap 3 to lap 6 and been fine. The whole time I'm sitting here in traffic, I'm thinking short pitting would be good because it would undercut a lot of these cars, but it depends on how much they hold me up. Like right here, obviously being held up. But if I can get around one or two of my lap, then it's not really a huge deal. Coming up to the old hairpin. From downtown again, going for 2 of them, including on our teammate. And he runs us pretty hard here, though. He is on the soft tire, however. So, queued up to do an inverse strategy. Really pushed the envelope into the spoon curves there. I was very pleased with that move. Bit of a bad exit, but we both know he ain't got no power. He's not gonna pass us. Oh, it's even the case now that I probably have more power than he does. That's sad. I do like Hulkenberg. Alright. Now for DRS to be enabled. Or so I thought. Maybe I just missed a message. Maybe it was last lap. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, these two go at it. This was really fun to watch. It's really fun to see the computer cars actually racing each other for a change. And, like, racing each other very hard. Pushing each other out of the way and stuff. That was the moment I wished I had pit on lap 3. I wish I had gone for the crazy short pit strategy. These two held me up a bunch right there. That's a second I'll never get back. Again, sailing it down into the hairpin. Favorite place to pass. Works out nicely. A little wide through the second part of the spoon curves. It'd be really embarrassing if that's not actually the spoon curves. Yeah, whatever. I've been wrong about plenty of things in my life.
We advise moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2.
Running the car pretty light here. I didn't want to be too heavy on the start and unable to make moves. You saw I was looking at pit road there. I was very
Okay, the pit window has opened. Pit window.
very tempted to pit on this lap. Just stroll ahead of us, though. If we could stroll past him, it would be pretty much open sailing for us. Getting those great runs in the chicane or in the S's again. Losing the nose a bit there as I was tucked up right behind him. Which is not good because we want to be up to him when it comes to hairpin time. Pretty far back at this point. Not gonna happen. Made my intentions known, but it wasn't going to happen. Alright, here we go. Sebastian Vettel is out of the race.
The safety car has been deployed.
Full safety
Watch
car.
your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack.
Not a virtual safety
We're
car, a
considering
full
switching
safety
to an
car.
alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
So Jeff calls here for a strategy change. I didn't even look at it because my guess was that, yeah, he wants me to pit at the safety car. I honestly don't know how this works out
We're
for
ready
us.
for you. Box this lap.
I have no idea how this works out for us because we were already supposed to pit this lap. The field is still really bunched together. If this had been a safety car in a regular race, you know, longer into the
Okay,
race,
we overtake the car ahead. Pass the car ahead.
then maybe this would have been a good opportunity for us. So we come in behind Stroll. I'm very curious what happens here. We pit. We get held for 2 seconds.
You'll be racing on the exit.
And Grosjean gets ahead of. I really don't understand everything that happened there. But we do come out ahead of Stroll. Alright.
See these tires through to the end now.
So Grosjean ahead of us on medium tires, which is interesting. Maybe their car not doing so well on the tire department, but with so few laps left. Seems like a strange call. And now this being a full safety car, we're going to go down to a pretty slow pace here. One thing I should have done is gone to a lean mix early, but I did not. I do eventually remember that I could do that, but it was a little late. Try not to run anybody over as they gain and lose speed. I honestly don't remember. Have we had a full safety car before in the season or not? Not a clue. I remember lots of virtual ones, but I don't remember a full. It's real slow. It's pretty slow. It's always very entertaining to see in real F1 the safety car going around the track at safety car speeds is thrashing the ever-living crap out of a Mercedes, an AMG Mercedes, trying to go fast enough to be at the pace that an F1 car could pace. Because these cars cannot go very slowly. They will lose too much heat, tires will lose too much heat, brakes will lose all their heat. So you gotta keep them up at a certain pace. And they don't behave right. Like F1 cars at low speed, they just do not behave well, and they're actually probably more dangerous to drive. There we go. Now I finally remember, hey, lean mix is a thing. So I can save some fuel. Try and use it later in the race. Oh, you know what happened? Has it already happened? Yeah, I want to say it was when I passed Van Dorn, the McLaren. My wheel popped off of the desk again. We missed that bit of audio too. Not nearly as dramatic this time. I knew it was going to happen, so I was pretty prepared for it. But if you saw me wave around a bunch there, that's why. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened early in the race. It's stuck for the rest of it though. I'm going to redo my wheel stand here as I'm moving. By the way, I'm moving, so these 2 videos, and maybe the PRL video, probably my only videos for the week. But yeah, as I'm building my new studio, I'm going to try and... I'll probably just fix it for now, but I would really like to make some improvements to it as well. Mostly, I want it to be visually appealing enough that I'm not ashamed to show it on camera. Oh, look at me looking through the temperatures. See how cold the brakes get and how quickly you can get them back up. Noting the tires getting really cool. Start working them a bit. It's easy to work the rears. It's real hard to work the fronts. Yeah, some of my goals for the new stand would be the ability to do triple monitors eventually.
Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the first safety car line. Stay in position until the green flags.
It's a lot of information all of a sudden. Yeah, triple monitors and yeah, just be nice enough to have it on camera for like foot cam and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I forgot this happened. They let Stroll just phase right into me. I guess maybe I wasn't staying in line good enough. I don't know, but it was some quality BS. So now I basically lose my position thanks to that, as he just drove through us. So I shoved it in there on turn 2. Screw you, game. Messing with us. So at this point, I have zero idea what position we are actually in. I have no idea how many people have been pit. I don't know how many people we lost positions to in the safety car ordeal. I kind of doubt that we gained any. Like I said, I still don't know. I'm watching this with you. Oh, nice moves there. Oh yeah, the double pass all the way across the sky. But we didn't quite get it on Massa there. So I really took the fight to him here. Trying to push him to the inside, get him offline. Real late on the brakes to Spoon and managed to clear that move. That was pretty well done, if I do say so myself. And I do. Here's our look. Oh, forgot how much they stacked up right there, yeah. I was lucky not to hit anybody. Like a few cars are gonna pull off here. So we end up in 10th, right behind the Force Indias, including Perez, who put on a nice little block show for turn 1. Oh, now we got, yeah, that's right. The Sauber in front of the 2 Force Indias really screws up the Force Indias here.
5 laps of fuel remaining.
So that gives me the idea that perhaps there's even more cars ahead of us that had not pit yet. And another double move on both Force Indias. Got right beside Ocon there. That was tight. Another, I think, great move through the Spoon curves. I'm proud of that one. That is not an easy place to pass. I didn't even see he took a peek there. That's news to me. That would have been ugly. Where line pulls off, giving us 4 laps to go.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
Settled into P5. So you gotta remember, Vettel out of the race. We got Ricardo ahead of us, and I think we can see that Verstappen's ahead of him. I'm thinking at this point, the car feels great. We got more than enough tire. We got a little bit of fuel to use. My goal is to try to push up away from the Force Indias and towards Ricardo. A secret goal of mine is to try and steal a podium with this team before the end of the season. Obviously, I'm making it harder for myself in that I keep increasing the AI difficulty, but I really want to get that sorted before the end of the season.
Hamilton's out in front.
Oh yeah, I remember thinking that Hamilton was out when he said that. I was really excited, but he wasn't. But yeah, I want to get the AI difficulty sorted, have it set, so that next season, 0 changes happen. The idea is to try and take either Force India or Red Bull and take that team to try and fight for a championship. Looking at the way Force India is running this season, I think the only chance I have of that is with Red Bull, because I would like to do constructors as well. I have no interest in the Mercedes or the Ferrari. I think I'd almost like to take Verstappen's spot, but we'll see.
3.0 seconds. So the gap to our teammate is 3.7 seconds.
Interesting note there, 3 seconds behind Ricciardo, 3 seconds ahead of Hulkenberg, who is like 6 positions behind us. So the field really stacked up behind me after the safety car. Probably all the slower cars mixed in did that to the group.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Even with the safety car, not a lot of fuel to use. Nice little drifto there. The way this track slows down and tightens up in places, it gives you the illusion that you're really making up a lot of ground. And then it speeds up like this, and it's like, oh, I'm actually not even close to him. Really curious what the difference between a fast lap from me before a race and after a race would be. For some reason, race conditions make me learn far more than practice or qualifying. I think a huge part of that is being around other cars. Little bobble right there. The Pink Panthers are pretty close still. But a very good run through the S's. I think you can even tell just watching. The car just has a great balance for this kind of track. Very similar to how it surprised me in Baku. It surprised me here. Now, granted, I knew I was pretty good with this track, and I was familiar with it. Baku was a total surprise. See, I'm really using every available tool, changing the fuel mix, trying to get some speed down the straightaways. Solid laps here to close out the race. Makes me wonder how much different it could have been if we had done an inverse strategy. But then again, I think our best call would have been to pit on lap 3. I think if we had pit on lap 3, we would have leapfrogged all the cars that pit. We would have been ahead of the mess that happened. And all we would have had to do was try to save these softs for the rest of the race. And I was not having any tire wear on these tires, so maybe we could have stolen the podium if we'd done that. That's old hindsight for you, though. Still very proud of the drive to this point of the race. There was a lot of really bold but good moves. First kind of mistake right there, but it wasn't even much of one. Just a little bit of a lockup. It's interesting how much better the braking profile of these cars is, too. I tried the no ABS in 2016 for a bit there, and it was gross. Just the way it would lock up tires with no real feel. I don't ever really miss ABS in this game.
Okay, gap ahead is 2.2 seconds.
You see, we took 2 seconds out of that lead on those last few laps, but it wasn't enough. So that'll be our finish for the day, 5th place. Man, I wish we had the regular audio for it. I feel like it would have been quite a show if we had that, but hopefully...
Good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
Hopefully I did all right with post-commentary, and it was good enough. And I mean, I think the race was entertaining enough on its own. Loading screens. There we go.
A great win then for the Mercedes team today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
Their car is much faster than ours.
Winning drivers then out onto the podium at the end of a thrilling Grand Prix. The drama and excitement are over, and it's time to let it all sink in. Congratulations to our top 3 today.
You'll notice no Ferraris up there.
And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Lewis Hamilton takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after an excellent result. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
It's a difficult one, but I'll have to go for the Renault driver.
difficult
They did
one.
a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace, something that's a very handy skill to have in modern-day Formula One.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Take care. I do hope to see you then. I hope you enjoyed this wild event in Suzuka. The things worth noting is we're actually only 10 points away from Forza India in points. We're staying ahead of Perez pretty well in the regular points. And what was the other thing of note? Oh, Ferrari pretty much dropped the ball this race, as Raikkonen only scored a single point, one singular point, and Vettel getting no points, with Mercedes 1-2ing. Pretty much guarantees Mercedes will win the Constructors' Championship this season, unless things get crazy. Anything else really of note here? Not that I can remember. Oh, that's right, I went and looked at the race director, because I had never looked at it before. And I think it just shows us the incidents. Yeah, Raikkonen and Ricciardo had an incident, and then it showed Ricciardo and Raikkonen with the same incident, and then Vettel, mechanical failure. That safety car really did change the scope of the race, I believe. Would we have finished higher without it? I doubt it. I kind of doubt it. Obviously, we gained a position because Vettel's car blew up, but I feel like things like Raikkonen and other cars, maybe even the Force Indias, we passed those cars because of the safety car. And something I'm going to do from now on is a replay of the start. And it was a pretty good one for us. We've had better, but still mighty good. Handy move on the Sauber here. And the field really stacked up. In the replay, we don't actually get the McLaren, but in the race, I'm pretty sure we did. And that was the start of the Suzuka Grand Prix, and if there's any future incidents, I'll pull it up. But thank you as always for watching, and we will see you next week.